ओटावा विच इंडस्ट्री मंत्री फ्रैंकोइस फिलिप शैंपेन ने टैलीकॉम कंपनियां नूं यह कहा है कि वह एमरजेंसी रोमिंग संबंधी समझौता करन, औखे समय दौरान एक दूजे की मदद करन अते एमरजेंसी दौरान कनेडियंस ते अधिकारियों नूं जाणू कराउण लई कम्युनिकेशन प्रोटोकॉल की पालना करन। शुक्रवार नूं रोजर्स कम्युनिकेशनस के नैटवर्क विच वड्डी गड़बड़ी होने कारण देश भर विच कंपनी ने कस्टमर्स ते कारोबारां नूं लंबे समय तक मोबाइल ते इंटरनेट सेवावां तो बिना रहना पिया। कंपनी दे कस्टमर्स नूं 9/11 उत्ते संपर्क करन ते डेबिट संबंधी लैन देन विच भी दिक्कतां पेश आईयां।
So the first thing I expressed today, let me be clear, I expressed the frustration of more than 12 million Canadians which were affected by the outage that we have seen in the last few days. I expressed the frustration of small and medium-sized businesses, frankly, who could not, offer payments through electronic, facilities. And the third thing, frustration for the emergency workers where the 911 service was down. So that was the first thing, and you said it. I said it was unacceptable and full stop. Now, once this is said, you're quite right. I said that I demand and expect that we formalize a formal agreement to do three things. These arrangements, to be clear, Angie, they were existing in form of informally between them. They wanted to assist. And I want to say that when I was in Japan and called the CEO of Rogers, I immediately called also the CEO of Bell and TELUS, and all of them were willing to support with technicians, with additional capacity on network. So what we want to do in the mutual assistance is really to have a formal framework so there's a protocol in place. The emergency rooming is something also which is inspired with what has been done in the United States just recently on the 6th of July, where they implemented something more resilience in the network in terms of natural disaster. And the third thing is a communication protocol. Communication protocol with respect to their customers and the authority, because I think the type of information that was given to Canadians was wanting in many respects. So, and I was very clear, Angie, as well, this is just initial steps. Those are the immediate steps that I want them to take to improve resiliency. The next logical step, as you suggested, is the CRTC investigation to go to the root cause analysis. You heard from the CEO of Rogers say that was a coding error. How could that have happened? How do you prevent that? A bit like with air disaster, you start looking and try to understand what really happened and how can you prevent it. That's in the spirit, but I was very, very clear. This is only the initial steps. There'll be the inquiry recommendation, and we'll be looking at additional steps to improve resiliency of our network, because we want them to definitely learn from what happened and make sure we implement best practices. Competition affordability is always top of mind, and I reminded them, but I would say that today was very much focused on resiliency in light of the outage we've seen, which is quite unprecedented in our country. The focus, we discussed for more than an hour, and this is just one of a number of meetings we're going to have, but clearly they understand that, yes, we want more affordability, we want more competition, but at the same time, we need to now fix the resiliency issue. This was an error, a failure by Rogers, but that being said, that's why I directed them to enter into this agreement within 60 days. And they all said that they will do so, and that will improve the resiliency. Obviously, there's more to come because you always need to look at how much more we can do. We're going to look at international best practices because the failure you've seen in the last few days required international experts to even figure out what happened.